the final countdown. The final countdown. Woo! What's up, everybody? How we doing today?
Josh.
Yeah. Louis.
Second to last week in the booth.
Yeah. This is,
Wow.
oh my gosh, yeah. We're so close to finishing up the entire season, not just the regular season, but the entire season.
We are here. We have committed.
We have committed
our minds, bodies, and souls to finishing out the whole season.
For those of you who have continued to watch this whole time, we appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you for staying tuned.
We have a very, very great last week episode coming next week. This week we're gonna kind of do like a nice little rapid fire, switch things up a little bit.
Make it nice and easy for you guys. Make it nice and quick.
Yeah, make it nice and quick. Usually we hit you with a bunch of stats and a bunch of facts. This week it's going to be quite a bit of opinion.
It's all feels. All feels.
We'll hit you with the facts and the stats next week. All right, so we got a big show lined up for you then. We'll hit you with it then. But for now, we'll jump right into it. We'll make it quick for you. There's several games going on here that everybody's going to be focused on. Everybody's nervous in their own right. Louis, you and I are on opposite sides of the spectrum here.
Very opposite.
Very opposite. Yeah, you sir, your team on the bye week put up great numbers on the bye week. Very, very nicely done, man.
Yeah, you know, we were firing on all cylinders at the wrong time.
Team's getting pumped. That's all right, man.
Help us, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You are my only hope. I need some Jedi juju coming in to really get me out of the history here of the most points scored in a bye week for the Sacco.
It's been
we know that it's at least 2 years long. It probably dates back further. We haven't looked into it, but
we know that
history.
It's time to break that chain, that consistently going historical chain there, Louis. So, I mean, see what we could do here in week 15. We got 4 games with 8 teams lined up here. Two of the teams have been eliminated, and you want to go through the week 14 recap for us?
Yeah, absolutely. We got it here. The Circuit of Browns taking down by just over 20 points. Prescott Sterling, who I believe both you and Mr. Galladay had as the favorite to continue their hotness. He put up pretty good points. It just wasn't enough that this week to overcome a really good showing from the Browns. And then we got Nooktown throwing up 143 points to Not Enough Cooks, 89. It was sad. There was some live comment streaming, and it was breaking down pretty hard, and emotions were felt. And spit talk, the trash talk has begun. Team Woodsy had some choice words in the comments this week. Nooktown responded with a sizable joke.
Yeah, it was a low blow.
Or lack thereof.
You got to keep the spirits high, you know. You got to get the team.
We're all justing for sports, so it's a fun, high stress time. It's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. I mean, we gotta have some fun where we can. I know it's a very stressful week, like we said, for everybody, except for Prescott Sterling and Not Enough Cooks.
They can rest easy. They know they're out, and they can just enjoy the Sacco from here.
Yeah, they can just sit back, enjoy themselves, see what happens. It's surprising they were the top 2 scorers on the regular season, and they are the first 2 out. So Well done, guys. We've got the semis here. I'm very excited to get into it, but let me just recap the pick'ems because I actually went through the video from a couple weeks ago and got the numbers. I was up by 3 going into week 13. Coming out of week 14, Louis, you are only down by 1. You've caught up. You've made some good ground here. We've got 4 games today and 2 games next week. You have a very good chance of making this one possible, man. Right now, just for those who are keeping track, I have 39 out of 67 games correct. You have 38 out of 67 games correct. Because we only had 2 last week.
Man, we are like just above 500.
Oh, just about. just. That's okay, though.
Listen to us half the time and you'll be right all the time.
Exactly. All right. Well, Louis, I know we kind of split this up a little bit differently than usual. You took the championship games.
I did. I wouldn't dare touch the Sacco games. Those are. I have to leave those up to something else. So I gave them your responsibility.
I appreciate it. Well, then, go ahead, man. Take it away. Let's see what you think is in store for the championship tournament up here.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll start off with the Circuit of Browns facing off against Galladay Inn, the number 1 seed. At the deepest my stats go is this. Circuit of Browns have only 2 players playing home games. Galladay Inn only has 3 players playing home games. This is I'm leaving out kickers and defenses, of course.
Okay.
Another thing is the Browns had 4 players in the top 10 and top 20, and Galladay Inn's had 6 players in the top 20, 4 of those in the top 10. So just seeing how their teams have lined up thus far. Aside from D.D. Westbrook for Galladay Inn, there's really no stream play for the Galladay Inns. They have a lot of, top 20 players going out there for 6 positions, which is a great advantage this late in the season. So for the Browns, they're Jameis Winston at Detroit. He's got a pretty good matchup, and he's also the quarterback 4 on the year, leading the way in interceptions. But he had a great game last week, and he gets a plus matchup against Detroit. Lamar Jackson in the other corner at home against the Jets. Middle of the road running back, but he is, of course, the quarterback number 1. It is so hard to call an advantage here, so I'm just going to wash it right down the middle between the 2. Both have really good boom potential. Lamar Jackson is matchup proof, as we've seen, and Jameis Winston in a really good matchup against Detroit. They seem to want to throw the ball right now in Tampa, so I think he's going to keep throwing.
Yep.
The Browns throwing out Cooper Kupp and Golden Tate. Cooper Kupp, the running back or wide receiver 9, and Golden Tate, the wide receiver 54. But he has had some great games. So he has really good boom potential, especially against Miami. That's so great to see this late in the season for the Browns. Great potential there. Evan Ingram might even be back, so I think he's going to find a lot of good matchups there. Cooper Kupp at Dallas in a very tough matchup. If needed, he's always had his targets. He's had a couple of cool games, but he's been the wide receiver 9 in the year for a reason, so I can't take anything away from him. It's going to be tough. So all 4 of these wide receivers right here out of these 4, they're alt. Well, 3 of them are top 10. 3 of them are top 10. Golden Tate, though, is pretty good. But Julian Edelman, wide receiver 7 on the year. Going up against Cincinnati, there's been some drama there with the tapes that they've been recording. And there's a few players in this matchup as far as Patriots go. So it'll be interesting to see the outcome of that if Cincinnati comes out banging just for some revenge. Who knows? And then Kenny Galladay at Tampa Bay. Great matchup there. As It's been the wide receiver 6 on the year, so it's a great opportunity. For me, this is another wash. This is so crazy. I mean, these two teams are just so good at this point, this late in the season. And then we got CMC at home against Seattle, running back 1. Sonny Michel at Cincinnati. He's got a plus matchup there. I messaged. I'm oh my God, it is late, guys. I talked about the Patriots Cincinnati scandal, so it'll be interesting to see. It's just a tough backfield. Sonny Michel has been the wide receiver 34 in the year, so I'll give him credit there. If he gets it in the red zone, great. If another running back gets injured, awesome. I think that's what it's going to take this week for him to have a good chance. It's almost an injury to another running back.
Yep.
It's going to be so tough to beat Nick Chubb and Alvin Kamara. I'll give the advantage to them. Nick Chubb, running back number 8. Alvin Kamara, running back number 15. Even with CMC, these two guys, because it's basically CMC against Nick Chubb and Alvin Kamara, and I just don't see them losing. So I'll give the advantage there. And then this is hugely interesting. Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert.
Right. Oh, that's
tight
great
ends on the same team. Zach Ertz has moved up quite a bit. He's the tight end number 2 on the year. He's been hovering right around like 10, 9, 7, 8 all year. But he's really had some good games as of late to really move up. And Dallas Goedert has had some really boom games. So it'll be interesting. I was almost going to be so bold to give Dallas the advantage here in a bold prediction, saying that he would score more points than Zach Ertz, but who knows? It'll just be interesting. And then we got two flyers here. Robbie Anderson, wide receiver 37 on the year. D.D. Westbrook, wide receiver 49 on the year. Both have really big boom potential. I think Robbie Anderson might have the better chance here. But it's really tough to say, so I'm just going to wash it out. And then my final predictions is I have Galladay ends by 16 because that is what Yahoo has told us.
That's fair.
I can't pick. I'm just going to Yahoo it up.
I find this to be a very intriguing matchup. I
think it's going to come down to running back play and
I think
and quarterback. I feel like one quarterback is going to score 20 more points than the other, but I have no idea who.
This is interesting. Lamar Jackson's going tomorrow night. He's on a Thursday night game. They've already pretty much made their way into the playoffs. It's how much do they want to rest him after they go up. And Jameis Winston's going to be fighting back. I think he has the advantage in my eyes here. Yep. And I'm actually going to give the Browns the win here. Not by much, maybe by 5 points. So we'll differ on this game. I'll start off with a different outcome here.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You guys have a tough matchup here. So well played. I love both.
I know both teams are great. It's crazy. I'm rooting for both because both teams are just real solid.
Yeah. All right, you want to jump into the next matchup then?
Yeah, we'll go right into it. We got yours truly, Team Woodsy, going up against Nooktown. Team Woodsy, you have only 2 players that are playing at home from quarterback through flex. Nooktown has only 3 players from quarterback through flex playing at home. You have 3 players in the top 10 in your starting lineup and 4 in the top 20. Nooktown has 4 in the top 10 and 5 in the top 20.
Oof, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so interesting there. But you got some flyers in there that we'll talk about. You got Russell Wilson going out there at Carolina. Not the best matchup, but Russell Wilson, quarterback number 5. All 4 of these teams, top 5 quarterbacks. You have the 1, 3, 4, and 5. You're only missing the 2.
Okay.
I found that interesting. You guys all have a top 5 quarterback. And then you're going up against Deshaun Watson. He's at Tennessee. He's the quarterback 3 on the year. I think he's got the better matchup here. And the way Ryan Tannehill's been playing, I feel like it could be a really high scoring game there. So that'll be super interesting. I think I got to give the advantage to Deshaun Watson. I'm doing this on the fly. I didn't have it even like really bad. Chris Godwin, wide receiver 2 on the year, and Robert Woods, wide receiver 22. Godwin, great matchup at Detroit, and Woods in a not so good matchup at Dallas, but it's a must-win game for Dallas. So if they come out scoring, I think Robert Woods has a lot of options coming down the stretch. He just got his first touchdown last week, was it?
Yeah, first reception touchdown.
So he's due for 6 more the rest of the year. So we'll see what he can do.
I'm hoping that we just saw Chicago just tear apart Dallas last week, so I'm just hoping that happens with the Rams too. So
if the Bears can do it.
Yeah, right. So, well, we'll see. Go on. I'm sorry. Good job.
All right. Who else we got here? So, okay, Nooktown has Allen Robinson and DeAndre Hopkins, the wide receiver 12 and 5 on the year. Alice. Alanis Morissette Robinson had a really good game last week. He was targeted a bunch, even coming down late. Mitch actually looked. It was like Nagy was funny. Like, hey, how about you call the game? And I don't know, man. It just didn't seem like a Nagy game, and Mitch just looked really good. He was throwing the ball really well, really tight, and Allen Robinson was the beneficiary on that last week for sure. It's a huge rivalry game at Green Bay. I believe we got some snow coming in. I think it starts over the weekend. We'll get some flurries coming in, so I could only imagine that Green Bay is going to be pretty brutal.
What I saw is the game itself is supposed to be sunny, but a high of 14 degrees.
Yeah,
so there's going to be snow previously on the ground, but cold as fudge out there. So
it's going to be tough. And then and then the Texans with DeAndre Hopkins at Tennessee, middle of the road matchup, but I think it's going to be a pretty high scoring game. Wide receiver 5 on the year, he's managed to stay there even though he had some really cold games. He's just a great player. Man, this one's tough. I'm gonna have to call it a wash because I think Robert Woods, despite being the wide receiver 22, I think he's going to have a great game as well. And I think that holds in and to keep in with Allen Robinson and DeAndre Hopkins. So I'll call it a wash there.
Okay.
Then you got David Montgomery, and you still have, what is it, Patrick or Philip Liard?
Patrick, yeah.
Patrick. This is the first time I've seen his name all season.
Yes.
Yes. But he seems to be the guy there now. I don't know anything about Balaj if he's where he's at, but
I think he's done for the season.
Done for the season. Yeah, so I guess he's the guy. I really hope they don't go by committee for you this last week, but I don't think that there's anyone else there. I don't know anything about him, so I really can't predict him anything, but I think David Montgomery has potential with just the conditions and how he's been looking as a runner as of late. I think he has huge boom potential. It's in a great matchup. I think they're going to have to run the ball a lot, and I really hope he gets it and not Cordell Patterson for your sake.
Right.
Chris Carson and Melvin Gordon. Chris Carson plus matchup, running back 10 on the year. It was a great trade to get him as early as Nooktown did. He's just been riding him this whole year, and I don't think he's been, when Chris Carson has a great game, I think Nooktown has a great game. So, and then Melvin Gordon coming in, he's been scoring. He's been
doing great. Yeah.
What he does, but he's got Minnesota this week. It's in a tough matchup. He's the running back 33 on the year.
That's with the holdout too, so that's pretty impressive.
I think you're right. You're right, absolutely. Yeah, he's had some great games. Man, this is tough. I feel like I have to give this one a wash as well. I just can't. I don't wash, but this is wash. I've washed like 4 times today. I just can't. I just can't. A decision. Here you go, though. I'll give Travis Kelce the advantage here. He's the tight end one, playing Denver, whatever. George
Ah,
Kittle at Atlanta, tight end 6 on the year. Um, but unlike Kelsey and Ertz for finishing in within the top 3 for where they're at, uh, George Kittle hasn't had much fun this year. I guess we'll say so. Travis Kelsey, total advantage. And now this one's fun. You got Darius Slayton and AJ Brown going up. Darius Slayton, Miami. Um, he was targeted a lot from Eli. Even before that, and he's had some great games these last. I think out of the last 4 games, he's had double digits in 4 of them, maybe even 20 plus in 2 of them. So I mean, he's just really exploding. AJ Brown, though, similar story. They're both ranked right around the same, 29 and 25. I think Darius Slayton might get the advantage here just playing Miami as opposed to Houston. Um, but
I
Slayton,
honestly, I really like this. It's a story of rookies right now, and it's great that
yeah,
we're
true.
even trying this in the flex position. I'm having lots of fun with this one, Danny. So nice job, nice job.
Yeah, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Oh, all right, here it comes. So Nucktown on Yahoo is projected to win by just over 12. So
Yes,
I got Nucktown winning by 12.
I as much as I want to, Danny, we've played each other 2 times already this previous season, and I've both times I've picked you to win. I'm going to do it again here. I don't know.
What's the outcome been?
I, I got I got no hope with my running backs. I'm honestly I want to give David Montgomery the benefit of the doubt with the conditions and everything, but I think I think his running backs are going to top mine by a significant amount, and I've been struggling with that position all year. It is what it is. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna call this one for Nucktown as well. Um, very nice, very nice, man.
What is the split been between you and Nucktown this year?
I've won both games,
Oh, third
and right
time.
now,
We got a third time's the charm for old Danielson.
third time's a charm is what they say. He's having a Cinderella story in the playoffs right now. He got the
Yeah.
6th seed, so I mean, if you're gonna get hot, now's the time. And 140 points last week was a good sign for good
Yeah.
things to come. I can't deny what's right in front of my face, so we'll go with it. We'll jump into the Sacco games now. I'm having lots of fun with this one. Louis, we'll save your game for last. Just because. So, first game we're going to talk about here, Silver Cagelings are going up against Hooper's Hampered. Hooper's no longer hampered, in my opinion, because he's in the lineup. So, fantasy gods are going to be upset. You're going to lose. No, I'm just kidding. Patrick Mahomes and Kyler Murray. Mahomes is QB6 on the year. Murray is 15. Mahomes is facing Denver. Murray's facing Cleveland. Denver's a harder defense. We have a couple of asterisks in this game, and these are because of injuries. Patrick Mahomes.
Did you say that Murray was the quarterback 15 on the year?
Correct.
Man, he was top 10 for so long. So
He was one quarterback that actually figured out San Francisco 2 weeks out of 3, and yet he just continued to fall after that. So he's been having a rough time as of late.
yeah,
But I think this is a plus matchup for him. I mean, Cleveland is middle of the pack against quarterbacks, but I don't know. Arizona's defense is so bad that Murray has had to fight his way back every game. Excuse me. And Patrick Mahomes is dealing with a hand injury. It's.
Yeah.
He says he's fine. He said it was swollen this week. He's practicing, but we'll see. I'm giving the advantage to Murray just because of no injuries as right now. We'll jump into the wide receivers: Michael Thomas and Tyreek Hill. Michael Thomas just has been the Lone Ranger up top, wide receiver one most of the season, killing it, most consistent wide receiver out there. He's playing Indianapolis. They allow a lot to the wide receivers, and Drew Brees is back, baby. We saw that in your bye week. Tyreek Hill, he missed a little bit of time, but he's wide receiver 32. He's still a strong wide receiver, but he's not as matchup proof as we saw last year.
Yeah.
I think he struggled last week and a couple of weeks before that. So it's kind of tough to say. However, OBJ and Tyler Lockett are going up for Hampered, and OBJ is dealing with a groin injury himself. He has not looked himself.
Never.
Jarvis Landry looks like the number one out there.
Yep.
Even though they play in Arizona, I'm not giving him any sort of advantage. And Tyler Lockett has been struggling the past few weeks. I don't know what's going on with that offense. It's kind of scaring me with Russell Wilson. That's why I picked up Garoppolo as a possible switch.
I saw that.
As a possible switch up there, I'm giving the wide receiver advantage to the Cagelings just because these two have the potential, whether or not Hill has actually done it. The potential's there. Running backs, Joe Mixon and Jamal Williams are lining up for Cagelings. Joe Mixon has resurged as of late. He's running back 13 on the season. However, he is playing New England. That's all I have to say there. Jamal Williams, he is running back 28. He's going up against Chicago. Chicago is about middle of the pack against running backs there. This is tough. However, I see for the Hoopers, Marlon Mack has re-entered the game here. This man was a very, very strong workhorse, getting 23 touches a game plus. So he's back, and after missing some time with a surgery, he comes back and is still the running back 17. Well done. So he put up that much of an effort to begin with. He's going to come back and just give that much effort again. Aaron Jones, running back 4. This guy can go off at any time. Chicago, middle of the pack. I'm giving the running back advantage here for Hoopers. The tight ends, Austin Hooper. After missing some time, he's still tight end number 5 on the season. But he is playing San Francisco. That's tough. Who knows what Matt Ryan can do? What's up, buddy?
I've had my hand up forever. I got the Bears to win.
Oh! I can't see it from my screen. I don't know what's going on there.
Oh, you can't have it now.
No. Oh, by the way, Louis is filming in his brand new house, everybody. No longer sitting outside smoking cigarettes in the cold.
We're inside. We're inside now.
It's good because it's like 10 degrees out there, so.
Yeah, that was impossible. Yeah.
Tight end for Cagelings, Kyle Rudolph, tight end number 13 on the season. He's facing the Chargers. Listen, both of these defenses for the tight ends are top 8, so this is tough. I think that Minnesota is trying harder because they have a lot more to fight for. Kyle Rudolph, I'm giving you the advantage. I don't know what's happening to Thielen either. We're going to give you the advantage.
That's true.
The flex, Tyler Boyd coming in for Hoopers. He's wide receiver 26 on the year, but he's facing New England. That's all I have to say there. Coming up for Cagelings is DJ Chark. He is playing Oakland. Oakland is about 20th against the wide receiver, and DJ Chark is wide receiver 8 on the season. However, DJ Chark is dealing with a foot injury, and he did not practice this week, or today, rather. So I think I looked on his bench, and Sterling Shepard might be the option plug in there against Miami. It would be a good opportunity, but as we've already talked about now, in 3 games, there's 3 different Giants wide receivers. This just became like a Rams situation. Who's it going to go to? So Seeing as how he's number one on the team, I'm going to give the advantage to Tyler Boyd just for volume's sake. I am giving the overall advantage here in this game because of the lack of injuries and strong running backs. Hooper's hampered. You were destined for many weeks to end up in the Sacco tournament, but I'm saying no. You escape. You escape in the semis by 6 points.
That's tough.
Yeah.
I got silver cagelings for the win.
You got silver cagelings.
Yeah.
Oh, you could potentially take the lead after this pick'em this week here, man. I like it. Ooh. I mean, we've differed on 2 games right now, so it's possible. It's possible. All right. Love it. Louis, are you ready? Are you ready? Sacco Life versus Bow Out for Burrow.
It's not a life you're ready for. You just gotta wave through it, you know.
You just wave through it. You accept it. It's just
there's low tides and high tides, and low tides and high tides, and you just gotta be somewhere in the middle of
that. And smoke a little bit of weed. That helps too.
It could help someone.
All right, let's jump into it because this is a very interesting matchup. You guys have pretty strong players here. Listen, Drew Brees sat out a big chunk of the year. He's climbed his way back to QB 20 on the season. And I think we talked about a few weeks ago that 50 to 60 different quarterbacks have hit the gridiron. And he's already climbed his way up to 20. This is great. I love it. He's playing Indianapolis. They're kind of giving up some big yards as of lately. Carson Wentz, he's QB 16 on the year. He's facing Washington. Washington, we know, is easy to throw on. But Carson Wentz has no weapons but his tight ends. I don't even think Jordan Howard is practicing. Alshon Jeffrey just went out. Nelson Aguilar is a questionable. Djax is gone. Drew Brees has all his weapons. Let's go. I'm giving the advantage to Drew Brees. That's it. Wide receivers. Louis, you have Amari Cooper and Julio Jones. Wide receiver 4 and wide receiver 16. He has dipped quite heavily to wide receiver.
He's dipped. He's up to his belly button right now.
Yeah. And not to mention, it's actually going to be a tough week for both of them. They're playing the Rams and the San Francisco 49ers. Top 13 and top 4 defense against wide receivers. You just lost Calvin Ridley opposite of Julio Jones. They might be covering him a lot. We just saw that Dak is not as good as we thought he was, so maybe Cooper is not going to have a great game. I don't know. It's going to be tough. DJ Moore, however, he's playing Seattle, and he's wide receiver 11 on the year. Seattle seems like they're giving up a lot of chunk yardage there. From what I've been seeing, because I've been watching, Russ play a lot, and it seems like his defense gets him back in the game a lot because they suck. And then Keenan Allen, who is wide receiver 10, staying consistent. Phillip Rivers having a good year in the fantasy postseason so far. They're facing Minnesota. They are 25th against the wide receiver, not so good. He's the number 1 on the team. And he's got other weapons there to divert them. I'm giving the wide receiver advantage to Bow Out. I think they have better potential here. Running backs, Josh Jacobs and Mark Ingram. Running backs 9 and 11 on the season. They're facing Jacksonville, which is bottom 3, and the Jets, which is surprisingly top 10 against the running back position. Now, Mark Ingram, we know, can do anything off of 13 rushes of the football. He's been very good. It's tough to say what happens here. Because if they go up early against the Jets, I think Gus Edwards comes in. Gus the Bus cleans up the place. If he does, Gus the Bus. I mean, if if Ingram cannot get it done early, if it's all Lamar and somebody else, this could be bad because Josh Jacobs is also dealing with a fractured shoulder, from what I was hearing, and I'm not sure how. I mean, it hurts, So if he's hurting, they're not going to give him the workhorse load there. This might give you the advantage because Todd Gurley's resurging as well, running back 12 on the season. He's facing Dallas, which we just saw David Montgomery go for 80 some odd yards.
Mm-hmm.
Austin Eckler, he is top 5. Look at him go.
He is top 5.
Listen, Minnesota is 8th against the running back position, but is he really like a rushing running back?
No.
And they're 25th against the wide receiver. Consider Austin Eckler a wide receiver. Consider this a plus matchup for him. I'm giving the running back advantage to you. We have tight ends coming up. Mark Andrews, still a great pickup for you as of right now. I hope his knee's okay. I see he's been dealing with something going on since last week.
Possible Evan Ingram sighting. I don't know yet. I got to make
we'll see. We will see. Like I said, maybe because they already have a decent – they're in the playoffs. We'll see how they feel. We'll see if they rest starters early on. Maybe Evan Ingram is a good choice. But then you got Jason Witten on the other side of the ball, tight end number 10. He's going against the Rams. However, last time you played Jason Witten, he went, crazy for his standards. So I'm actually going to nope, I'm not. I'm washing this. I'm going to take the Louis approach because this one's kind of tough for me.
Anything tough, whatever. Wash. Mm-hmm.
It's tough. Flexes. You guys have great flex positions here. Philip Lindsay versus.
I might change. I might tinker this week. Who knows?
Oh man, but Kansas City. Philip Lindsay, right now, from what I saw, you had. He's going up against Kansas City. Philip Lindsay, he's running back 14. Kansas City is bottom 2 against the run, and he loves to run. He's so good. The other side of the ball, we got Saquon Barkley. He's running back 21. He's struggled a bit this season, but he's going against Miami. They're bottom 6.
Yeah.
This is so tough.
So good for Saquon, man.
So good. I'm going to watch these two as well.
What? No, Saquon.
I feel Philip Lindsay, given his he's out touching Freeman by quite a bit. And just how much he gets such good yards per carry, it's kind of hard to say that he's not going to do something against Kansas City. Whatever the case, even if I watch the tight end and the flex position, you had a couple of advantages given to you, a couple of more advantages than Bow Out. I like your matchups more. I like the weapons you have more for Drew Brees. I think he's going to get a lot more done. I think Sacco Life comes out on top in this game. Bye to you.
It's tough, man.
Yeah. It's tough. Definitely tough, but
if I win it by 3 points.
Like I said, by 2. That's where I'm at on that one. So
I think history will repeat itself, but I've been on my side the whole year long. I'm gonna give it to myself.
There it is.
Do we differ on the other 3 or just 2 of them?
Just 2 of them. Just 2 of them. But if you get them both right and I get them both wrong, you claim the lead. If this could go either way here. We could tie at the end of this one too. So, who knows? Who knows? As of right now, that's where all that stands. Wow, it's so nerve-wracking. I know when I went to sleep last night, I was changing my my fab left and right.
Danny was
the second I went.
Danny
yeah.
Fire sale.
Dude, he did the right call. I would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
So I
guy.
was tinkering to the second I went to sleep, and then my alarm went off. And usually I hit the snooze once or twice. Oh yeah, I immediately went to go see who I got off the waivers. Like I am invested. I'm sure everybody else is too. I saw a Snapchat that Matt, you bought a CJ Anderson jersey to try to appease the fantasy gods. Maybe it works, man. Maybe it works. Who knows? Listen, this is gonna
CJ Anderson jersey.
CJ Anderson jersey. I mean, they had some beef going on earlier in the league's history, so he's trying to make amends for past instances, and it's okay. It's all right. The fantasy gods, they may have liked that, but we won't know until this week. I mean, we won't know a lot of things until this week. There's a lot up in the air. I don't think, like I said, like we said earlier on, the the team that I had picked to go all the way is gone. I don't have a clear winner anymore. The top two scorers on the season are gone for the championship. I don't know if there's a clear favorite for the Sacco. This is a very, very interesting postseason. I'm very intrigued.
There won't be a favorite for the Sacco until next week. When we narrow it down to two teams, and even then, there probably won't be a favorite.
No, even then, I looking at the four that we have now. This could be a nail biter to the very end for everybody. I love it. I absolutely love it.
It was a great year.
This is a great year, guys. This has been a lot of fun. I guess I got nothing else left to say. We tried to do the rapid fire predictions for you. It's kind of late at our end. We hope you loved it. For those who are still listening, like we said, next week we got a nice week coming up. We got a lot of stats to hit you with to wrap up the season. I think we talked about it. We might have the Sacco and the championship teams join us next week, give us their take on the last games of the season. Otherwise, Louis, this has been a pleasure.
Likewise, it truly has been, and gosh, we're just getting closer and closer to the end.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. My Wednesday nights are gonna freeze. It's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna have this huge void too. It's like I'm gonna want to talk about football, and I got nothing.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna be like, Josh, what time tonight? Oh, never mind.
Nothing. I mean, maybe the Bulls.
Yeah. Want to talk Bulls?
All right, man. Well, with that being said, guys, best of luck to you this week 15. Best of luck to everybody.
Godspeed.
Godspeed. Well said, amigo. Well said. And of course, as always, go sports.
Go sports, baby.
It's the